this afternoon from the Sydney Football Stadium. Two teams desperate to find a way back into the top 8. St George Illawarra and Northern Eagles on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
A cold and windy day at the Sydney Football Stadium, but the sun is shining as the Northern Eagles take the field, still searching for their first win away from home in the year 2000. And it couldn't happen on a better day than today, really. They're certainly labouring down near the bottom. Let's have a look at their side for today. And it shapes up with, at the back, King, Reeves on one wing, Smith on the other, Torrens and Roy in the centres, Buettner and Orford are the halves, Gartner, Muir and Menzies at the back of the scrum, Stringer, Stuart at the front with Goddard in for Tuvey, and interchanging are Cunningham, Trindle, Durdovik and Grogan, and coached by Peter Sharp. St George Illawarra not much better off, really, when you look at the competition ladder. They're coming 11th. Roberts, Blacklock, Ainscough, Murphy, Hookie, Barrett. Hooper's playing half according to our team sheet. We'll check that. Bartram, Hart, Tracy, Likewell, Brown, Bailey. Brannigan, Lamey, Ward and Fitzgerald changing. And the coach is David Waite. Ethan Brown, one of the key players for St George Illawarra today. And let's get the conditions on the sideline from Andrew. Yes, Andrew.
Well, Ray, the official reading is 13 degrees, but I don't think that takes into account the wind chill factor. I don't know what to make of this game. The Eagles lost the second half to the Tigers last week 30-0. Lined that up against the Dragons, who trailed the Roosters 24-0 after the first half last week. Certainly two Jekyll and Hyde clubs. I'll tip the Dragons in a close one.
Okay. As I said, not such a bad day here. Contrastingly, down in Canberra, they are pictures from Bruce Stadium taken a few minutes ago. It is snowing in Canberra for the West Tigers Canberra game. So really, we're doing it pretty well with Mark Oaten, the referee for this match, and it is the Northern Eagles running from right to left. And time is on. A game that has been described... Oh, Roberts ducking under the Northern Eagles forwards and put down on the 30-metre line. This is Bailey now. A game that has been described as vital for both sides as Andrew Hart takes it to the halfway line. So they come down the western side of the ground, and the breeze is very strong across the ground from the west today. Likewell, he will play it just outside the 40-metre line. Northern Eagles end of the ground. As Bartram goes away to be tackled in a two-man play from... A two-man defensive play for Manly, and one of them has got up rather slowly. It's Menzies. The bomb isn't that bad, and they'll be hard to defuse today. The breeze will swirl and turn it around. The catchers will have a hard day. Torrens, 12 away from his line. The Eagles with their first set of the day. St George Illawarra through their first set. And a crunching tackle there on Smith. That's Joshua Smith playing on the right wing. Another Josh Stuart. Picked up and banged into the ground 20 metres out from his own line. And the dummy half is Jamie Goddard. I was about to say they won't lose anything there, but I must remind myself that, of course, Jeff Tuvey is one of the all-time greats, but Jamie will get the job done. He's had Origin experience. Roberts now angling away from the 30. He's a very light stepper, isn't he? To the 40-metre line now. I was thinking on my drive down here that the 40-20 would come into play a lot today, but of course this breeze from west across the ground might not be the advantage that you might think. Bartram, and of course this ground shielded a fair bit from the breeze. So Nathan Brown offloading for Likewell, and the big fella is put to ground to play the ball, 35 away from the Northern Eagles line. Incredible, isn't it? Round 17, and the team from the Peninsula and North Sydney have not won away from home. As Barrett puts a kick in behind the winger, who was up pretty flat, and it finds touch just out from the corner post, and allowed to do that by Andrew King.
Yeah, nice play there from the St George Illawarra Dragons. Big test today for Amos Roberts. We've seen him come into the Dragons team lately on the wing. He's been playing some flashing football out there. Goal kicks pretty well as well. But Luke Patton was dropped this week, played in First Division today. Played pretty well, and Amos, well, they're looking for something special from him today.
Nigel Roy, 15 metres out from his own line. And now for Dan Gartner, and Gartner will be made to play the ball just inside the 20-metre line. Gartner playing in number 13 today at the back of the scrum. They've got a very, very impressive scrum pack, really. Manly, as Stuart unloads the ball. Stringer, the other front row forward, picks it up. And Stringer will play it now. Just inside the 30-metre line. Mark Owen standing right back, making sure of a pretty broad 10-metre. Played now by Adam Muir, backing up from Origin. He had a great game too. Had a fine game. Kick down the ground for Roberts to bring back. It's the second kick return of the game. And it is the St George Illawarra side now, with another use of the football. The ball played by Jamie Ensko, playing in the centres, where he could well finish up in State of Origin 3. They may look for a winger to take his place and push him in one position. Now, that ball has been touched by the Northern Eagles, and Owen has started the tackle count. Barrett fires a pass out across the line, and hooking it is that flick passes. Blacklock can't handle. So just outside the 40-metre line, Andrew Hart takes it infield. Put down by Stringer in combination with Gartner. Brown for Leichvold, a short pass, and Leichvold takes 3 of them to ground with him. Menzies was one, Goddard another, Stuart another, and Bartram goes careering up the middle. Brown was running on his outside. Now Blacklock capitalising on a quick play the ball. Roberts came in, Blacklock supported again. The line is not far away. Played by Blacklock. Ainsko dances back to the right, and then rifles a pass out that bounces 3 times. Hart is there. The sting has gone out of it. Hookie now. Last tackle. Ainsko. Barrett to the line. A grabbing kick now. Tracy is offside, but a penalty has gone to St George Illawarra.
Yeah, Mark Owen playing some advantage there for the Dragons. All those players were in front of the kicker, but he'd already pinged the Eagles for being offside. Some threadbare defence, wasn't there, in that set of 6 up the middle of the ruck, as Wayne Bartram made a good bust. He's been playing very well lately, Wayne Bartram. He's got them all offside, but so it'll be a kick for goal. Early advantage to the Dragons.
It's a pretty simple play, really, from St George Illawarra. Doesn't get any more elementary than that. They put big Leichvold right up the middle. He drew 4 into him, and working on the theory of 4 involved in the tackle, they then put Bartram straight into the same territory.
Yeah, I like St George Illawarra when Bartram and Blacklock are hanging around to play the ball. That's where they're most dangerous. A couple of nice touches from Blacklock in that movement as well, and then of course the Northern Eagles plenty of trouble.
Well, he should get this. He's about 22 metres in, just out from the centre of the uprights. And there they are, the first points of the game to the red and whites. St George Illawarra 2, Northern Eagles yet to score, 7 minutes gone. It does appear that Hooper is playing at half-back. Tracy makes the tackle. 33 metres out from the Eagles line. There's the fend from Muir. Didn't quite work on Tracy that time. Nathan Brown told the Footy Show this morning that players like himself and Tracy have got to muscle up a bit in defence. Here's a break from Menzies. Menzies is over the 30-metre line to the 20, but the support is a mile away. They were 10 to 15 metres away, catching up to him. Buettner puts a kick in. They'll score. No, the bouncers beat them. Well, I thought Nigel Roy would score for sure, given a bounce.
And down in the background, Michael Buettner's hurt himself after that kick. A good ball, wasn't it? Inside pass from Orford to Trindle, and then Stephen Menzies. Plenty of open space there for him to run to, but Ray was right. No support. Had to be someone trailing back up on the inside. Wasn't to be.
Well, they can't afford to lose this man, Michael Buettner. Getting him out of there, but I'm just hoping for the Eagles that he'll be back. Reportedly going to Parramatta next year. That's down the track. We have to worry about today, and they need the 2 points. It's a knee. It's a knee to the side of the right leg. So he's got a corked thigh muscle. And St George Illawarra leading by 2 will bring it away from the 10-metre line as they win that scrum. And it is Hookie. Now Tracy. Still not quite sure about this confirmation of the St George Illawarra side around the scrum base. Whether in fact Hooper is playing in that position or is he playing in the forwards. Brown a dummy half. This is Bailey. Just out from the 40-metre line, his own into the park. Brown with players to choose from and numbers. Ainscough. And the pass comes in field. And referee Mark Owen calling it back. The ball going forward from Ainscough, who's arguing the point.
You want to watch out he doesn't get it in the bin if you argue with referees lately, but the masters of the little short go down the blind side they are. The Dragons, especially with Nathan Brown out there. They've done it 3 or 4 times already today in the first 10 minutes with some success.
That's the Northern Eagles 40-metre line with Stringer playing it. And that is Smith, the winger. Now Josh Stuart, straight up the middle. Taken down by Nathan Brown. Muir chimes in off the pass from Goddard, then hands it down for Orford. He gets it out on the right side of the park, and it's gone from Reeves away for Torrens. Torrens is on the 30-metre line there, on the eastern side of the ground. Now Reeves tries to generate something down the blind side. Josh Smith is the dummy half. Orford waiting to put it in the air. And then he's taken out of the game by Hooper. Oh, Blacklock. Blacklock with a spectacular take. Roberts now. Held by Nigel Roy. Hookie. And that was a great take, isn't it, from Nathan Blacklock. He's a confidence player, so everything that's happened in the opening minutes would suggest to me that we could be in for a big afternoon from Nathan Blacklock. Bartram. Bailey. Ooh, gee. Josh Stuart attacked him around the head as he was going down. Barrett puts a low kick down the ground for King to come back, and he's able to beat the tackle of Hookie before being pulled down by Andrew Hart. 15 is out there for the Dragons. Colin Wood. As across the park goes the Eagles number 18, Brett Grogan. Grogan formerly with the Newcastle club. Muir a hit and spin. Torrens to the halfway. Goddard. It looks like Trindle is on there in Manly's number 16 jumper. It is. And the Northern Eagles get a penalty.
They're not going too bad today, the Eagles. Plenty of nice little plays around the ruck, some changes of the attack, the angles, some good passing, and they're making pretty good meters out there. Trindle, Stuart, Muir. They've got a penalty. They're a long way out. Brendon Reeves having a shot for goal. Let's remember Reeves last year. He was playing for the Manly club, kicked one right from the sideline, and the Eagles played Brisbane to get a draw, 26 all. The best kick he's ever kicked, that's for sure.
And some bandaging there, some strapping for Michael Buettner. Andrew, he's 38 metres out. The breeze, is it helping him at all?
Yeah, it's definitely an assist for the Northern Eagles in this first half, but as you've mentioned a few times, it is a swirling breeze inside the Sydney Football Stadium, so it's almost as if you've got to time your kick.
It's like a whirlpool, really. Repeating that snowing in Canberra. So Reeves, 22 metres in from touch, and he's just got it away to the right of the uprights. Murphy comes back. Murphy playing in jumper 18. Andrew Hart. Bartram. Easy gain of 12 metres, running away from dummy half. Colin Ward, 40-metre line. So St George Illawarra putting a play together, plenty of bodies in motion. And Ainsco's pass goes to ground. It's picked up by Dan Gartner for the Northern Eagles. Menzies. 2-0. 14 minutes gone, and the handling errors also 2-0. St George Illawarra making a couple of mistakes. Play by King. Reeves turning it in for Muir. Muir flicks it out the back. Goddard gets it away. Orford is with it. Now it's Gartner. And Gartner's 35 away from the Dragons line. Again from Goddard, picking up Orford. Orford tried to put a step on Andrew Hart. Hart was able to close it with the help of Terry Lamey, who's out there in jumper number 14. And then Reeves with a kick that is not a good one. It's coming down, and Torrens got his fingers to it. Ainsco picks it up. And then from Roberts. For Murphy. Roberts just running around on the outside to be there in case he got a ball around the corner. And here's Roberts one more time. Quarter of an hour gone. It's Hooper. Ward. And the sound of the whistle. He's found that ball travelled forward.
Yeah, well, that forward pass off the dummy half has been coming for some time. Nathan Brown very flat on the advantage line. Any number of times in the last 10 minutes they could have picked one up. This one's a warning to the St George Illawarra Dragons. And as Paul Vaughton said earlier, they just love to work up the one corridor of the field. They pick a sideline, work up there. They call it a stay pattern. They just stay up a sideline and try to wear out the defenders in that area. Then every now and then they'll throw the ball to the open side of the field to Barrett.
King. So Reeves, a dummy half now. He's playing at 5/8. Brendon Reeves. Grogan's on one wing, Smith's on the other, and Reeves is playing at 5/8 in the absence of Michael Buettner. Muir. And he lost it. It's a penalty for stripping against St George Illawarra.
He's been very busy, the little halfback for the Northern Eagles, Matt Orford. Came into this side under a lot of pressure, taking over from Jason Taylor. But he's had plenty of touches in this first 15 or 20 minutes. And creating some little opportunities around the ruck there.
He's almost Craig Field-like, isn't he, in stature and the way he moves around the park. Pretty skillful.
Yeah, good footwork, good skill. Just a little sharp edge to this Northern Eagles attack that probably hasn't been there for a couple of weeks. Saw the stripping penalty here. Gee whiz, that's a tough penalty. That's a terrible rule, the stripping rule. Adam Muir was trying to release that ball to get himself in a position to pass. I don't know that Tracy deliberately played at it. Gives the Northern Eagles another opportunity in front of the post. Just might show their little lack of confidence at the moment. They've had a couple of good opportunities to tap and run and put some pressure on. They've gone for the kick both times. Brendon Reeves.
Right in front. He should get this one. And there it is. Spot on. 2 points then to the Northern Eagles. Brings us level at the 18th minute. It is 2 points all. St George Illawarra and the Northern Eagles. 2-all. In 9 Sunday afternoon rugby league. Between two of the sides that just can't afford any more losses. This is Grogan. They're down in 11th and 13th positions respectively, St George Illawarra and Northern Eagles. And a loss for either, particularly for the Northern Eagles, will make it very hard to make the top 8. This is round 17, let's not forget. Time running out, and of course our grand final much earlier than normal at the end of August. That kick has gone out on the full. So this is going to give St George Illawarra a very, very good field position for the restart. It was young Orford. Phil had just finished giving him a rap.
Yeah, he was guiding that one back into the field of play. Andrew Hart's pretty happy with the result. He had a shot, the young fellow, and sometimes a 40-20 can really put your side on the attack.
Barrett waiting now at acting half. Hart just gave the little number 7 a don't argue. Just gave him a pat on the head and said thank you, and then he just bumped him out of the road like he was last week's pay. Now from Hart. High ball away for Barrett. Barrett away for Hooper. Hooper across the face, picking up Ainsko. Ainsko goes for the speed. They're starting to boil up to something, it would appear. St George Illawarra. Barrett. Barrett. Oh, there's the pass for Hart. And he's held just short of the line. 5 gone for Bartram. Barrett. And it's come off the Eagles, and it's back with St George Illawarra for 6 more. Bartram. Colin Ward. Eagles players calling for help over on the left of the ground. Dragons go there. Hooper. Ainsko. This is Lamey. Fitzgerald is on his 16. That's him. Barrett. Second man play. And away from the hooky. The pass has gone behind Blacklock. Well, that was a let-off for the Eagles. It only needed one good pass.
There's a bomb try there for the Dragons. Plenty of defence for the Eagles to do, and they go wide. And this ball here just went behind Blacklock. He was a metre back, running onto that football. Then it would have been try time. Good tackle there by Orford on the big number 12. Also Andrew King in there.
Just looking at that replay of the pass from Lee Hookey behind Nathan Blacklock. Maybe it was as much Blacklock's fault as it was Hookey's. I just feel the winger Blacklock was knocked back far enough to give himself a chance to run onto it. Sometimes we tend to blame the passer rather than the bloke that was to be the catcher. St George Illawarra against the markers, not for standing directly in front of the play the ball. Fitzgerald 16 and Hart 12, the offenders.
Paul Buettner, I just want you to watch this Northern Eagles attack. To me, they don't quite know exactly where they're going on each and every play the ball. It's a little bit ad-lib. As a result, they can't support the little half breaks as well as what St George do. With the Dragons, you can really see where the play's going and where it's coming from. With the Northern Eagles, it tends to be a little bit ad-lib around the ball. Doesn't give them the great structure to build a tremendous offense from.
So the Eagles driving up the centre. We'll just update the condition of Michael Buettner in a moment, Andrew, as Derdovic, with the Christian name of Dragon, unloads back for Goddard. He will play the ball back for Menzies. To the right they go for Reeves. Reeves then for King, and well fielded by Lee Murphy.
Well, Ray, he's still doing it tough, as a matter of fact. He jogged up and down the sideline for 6 or 7 minutes. He's now gone back to the rooms for a painkiller to see if he can head back out there. You mentioned Brendon Reeves playing 5'8". He's not a novice in the position, played most of his junior football at 5'8", but I can't recall him playing number 6 too much in first grade with the Steelers or Manly or the Eagles.
Barrett then puts it towards the sky and then tries to catch it, and he's ordered a knock on. He's put the turnover into operation for the Eagles, played by Orford. Josh Stuart running straight at Nathan Brown. Tackle on the 40-metre line, his own into the ground. Cunningham made the point before they ran on. They must be travelling all right if Owen Cunningham's on the bench. Mind you, it's not forwards that they're short of, the Eagles. It's more in the backs, the 3/4 that they've got their problems. But for equipment in the forwards, if you've got Cunningham on the bench, you're travelling all right. Now Goddard. Fitzgerald and Brown making the tackle. A lot of plays being aimed at Nathan Brown. I don't know whether that's by design or what. This kick coming down to Amos Roberts, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty to the Eagles. I take it that the kicker has been knocked over late, has he? Two points all after 24¼ minutes. Reeves put the kick in, and that's what happened. Hooper, Jason Hooper in 17, has been deemed to take him out late.
After he kicked it. Too late.
So the penalty goes where the ball bounces. but the Eagles with a very good chance now.
Yeah, that's more positive. Take a tap. Get on with the football.
Goddard through for Orford. Brown makes the tackle, and diving on top of the pile is Bailey. Long ball now, finding Reeves. Now for Torrens. Torrens got it away. There's a chance on. Josh Smith is in the corner. I don't know whether he took the flag or not. He points to the spot. It's a try.
Yeah,
Josh Smith has scored the try.
Well done, the Eagles. They took the punt, they brushed the 2 points, went for the try, and it wasn't a bad play out there. The ball held up there to a man on the outside of his man in Ainscote. The winger had come in, and Josh Smith, it's only his second or third first-grade game. Normally a halfback. He's been playing on the wing in First Division, doing a very good job, and that's why he's got to start up in the ones. That's a good ball from Albie Torrens, isn't it? Not well read in defence there. And the Eagles get the first try. Gets in low and drives hard.
Yeah, it was a lot more positive football from the Eagles. They had a few penalties earlier and went for the kick at goal. I like to see teams take a quick tap and get on with the play, and they caught the St George Illawarra side napping there. And Lee Murphy over on that left wing. I think I can remember him doing the same thing in defence last year when Gidley put Albert away in the final moments to win a game on Friday night football. The same thing's happened there. He's come in on a man he didn't have to tackle. It's opened up the try scoring in this game for the Northern Eagles. Better positive play from them.
That picture showed you the problem that Brendon Reeves has got with this kick. He's got the sun right in his eyes. He's out on the sideline. And coming in, it's just across the face. So he can't improve on the scoreboard. Something that he had a lot to do with, Brendon Reeves. 6-2, the Northern Eagles leading St George Illawarra at the 27th minute. As we welcome you back, wherever you're watching. Sunday afternoon football on the wide world of sports from the 9 Network. Pictures, of course, from this match going overseas. We trust you're enjoying it wherever you might be. England, Europe or New Zealand. 20-metre line. Eagles end of the ground with a 4-point lead. Stuart. Menzies. Still no Michael Buettner. Injured very early in the game. Got a knee to the right thigh muscle.
That's been a problem for the Eagles all year, you know, the 5/8 role, because Michael Buettner, he likes to play 5/8, but the club sees him mainly as a centre. He always has been virtually at North Sydney. He's a straight hole runner. A very good player in the centres, but through necessity he's been playing 5/8, and then Adam Hayden's filled in a couple of times, and I must admit Brendon Reeves today is doing a good job so far.
I'm just going to make the point, wouldn't it be nice if Buettner would play centres, because this kid Reeves is having a big game, handling the 5/8 role with no trouble. As Andrew Voss pointed out, he did a lot of his early football in that position. Bailey. 45 out from the Eagles line. The Eagles leading by 4. As Barrett goes inside the 40-metre line on tackle number 4. That's tackle number 5, I should say. And now Brown off the left boot. And Rogan. Brett Rogan. How disappointing for the boy.
Well, they must have known something, St George Illawarra, because they stood there and watched it. They didn't compete for the ball at all. It was as though they let him have his grab at it. And Brett Grogan, not normally a winger, really just came up short on that one and gives the Dragons a tremendous opportunity. Scrum win, 15 metres out.
It's basically the same chance that the Eagles had to score their try. Ainscote tries to get outside them. 10 metres away from the line. Murphy. Then for Roberts, and Roberts running into the defence. They put him away. Durdovic, the main tackler, with Gartner. Now Bailey. 7 away. Brown looking around, counting numbers, finding Barrett. Barrett away now for Brannigan. Brannigan for a Hooper, and then it's been deflected back by Fitzgerald, but Owen felt the ball was deflected forward. He's going to put a scrum down with the Eagles to feed. too, the handling errors creeping up all the time in favour of St George Illawarra. In favour of is probably the wrong phraseology, but they're on the wrong side of it. Cunningham, 30-metre line. Durdovic. The Dragon playing against the Dragons. Goddard. Now Nigel Roy. Reeves. He's got a good kick on him. Roberts losing it behind him. I'm just wondering if there's something wrong with Luke Brannigan. He's on now in jumper number 7. He was in the advertised team, but they made the change late. Maybe he's got a dose of the flu or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did concede a lot of line breaks in the game against the Roosters last week. They targeted a lot of their attack at him. And Coach David Waite wisely kept him out of the early barrage. He's brought him in a little fresher when the sting's gone out of the game.
Bailey. Young Luke, the son of the former South Sydney player, Arthur Brannigan. And it's off the fingertips of Blacklock. It's travelled forward. That's why the scrum will go down 25 away from the Northern Eagles line.
One of the Dragons' favourite plays, this one. Barrett drifting to the outside, taking the defence with him to a very quick Nathan Blacklock back on the inside. That bust was made. Tuvey on the bench there. He'd love to be out there, the little bloke, the little champion. Needed the rest today after another great game last Wednesday night.
And you saw the exasperated look on Tuvey's face. He was saying, why no advantage rule? In other words, why not play on for us? Has been known to ask the odd question, hasn't he, Tubes? Even a day out of the action doesn't quieten him. What a warrior. And what a stalwart he's been for the Eagles as they put it down. 6-2, the only try in the game came about 5 minutes back, scored by Josh Smith for the Eagles on the right wing.
And not a real lot happening for either side here. 11th versus 13. I thought they would attack this with the intensity of loser leaves the country. Unfortunately for both sides, they're still struggling to get their game together. Let's see what the Illawarra Dragons can do from here.
Barrett. Hookie. Blacklock. Tackle made by Andrew King. And they come to the 30-metre line again with Leichvold. Brown. Barrett. Brannigan. Pass might have gone forward, I think. Yes, it did.
Well, this is the second time in the last 5 minutes that they've gone to young Brannigan playing in the 5'8" role. Now, Trent Barrett for weeks has been desperate, or for years has been desperate to play 5'8" with St George Illawarra. Has almost exclusively been in the first receiver position ever since Brannigan came on. One short pass led to a turnover to the Northern Eagles, and now a long one gives them the ball again. I think I'd be getting Barrett a little bit wider if I were the St George Illawarra Dragons.
Menzies getting away from Bailey. Oh, the pass is a shocker. Fortunately, it bounced up for Josh Smith to come in off the right wing and take it away for the Eagles to play it now. Durdovic getting it away, and Torrens to play it. Just on his own side of the halfway mark. Played back to Goddard, and Goddard an inside ball for Muir, who's put down by Tracy and Brannigan a few metres on the Dragon side of halfway for Orford to give it up, and then Stringer made a half break. It's been knocked on by the Eagles. Knocked on by Trindle. It was a half chance. It was a good piece of work by Stringer.
Yeah, once again, nice piece of skill there from Orford. The big fella changed direction. Stringer, he's been one of the Eagles' best over the last 6 weeks. Very consistent forward. That was probably a pass to another big fella who probably didn't need to be throwing that one.
That's what confuses me, Paul. You've got fellas like Adam Muir and Steve Menzies hitting the ball up, and then when they get to the tricky part, you've got a front rower Stringer passing the ball to Trindle. and they just couldn't make up the yards there.
Andrew.
What an arm wrestle it is. Just to comment on the St George Illawarra side, the talk has certainly dropped over the last 5 or 6 minutes here, and that's always a worrying sign, but it's almost as if their season is going nowhere at the moment. A month ago, it looked like they got things back on track after a poor start, but now it's as if they're back to square one again.
This is Bailey ridding himself of the Brendon Reeves tackle and plays it on the 40-metre line, where Ainscough is the dummy half for Brown, and Brown back to Ainscough. So very much an ad-lib pattern here. Nobody going anywhere. Smith plays it on his own 20-metre line. Plays it back to King, and King, oh gee, he's been opened up. Goddard to Orford. Orford away now for Grogan. Grogan will be made to play the ball on his own 30-metre line. Loses the ball in the tackle. And Goddard is ordering a knock on. He'll also send Goddard to the blood bin, I would imagine.
Why was there no play on here? He's wrestled a player, he's slammed down, he loses the ball, Blacklock picks it up, he takes off with a little half chance, and the referee stops the game.
His indication was that it was knocked on both ways. It's pretty hard to see how St George Illawarra knocked on, unless there was something in the tackle that was guarded from our view on that shot. Let's watch it again.
That's Menzies coming over the top and hitting Goddard in the nose.
I see, that was the Goddard injury.
Yeah, but I'd give him the right look. Said, you're on my team, mate.
So the Dragons. This is Lamey playing the ball 15 away from the Eagles line. Brannigan away for Andrew Hart, and Hart is tackled on the 10-metre line. Bartram away for Barrett, and Barrett runs at the line. Decoy run from Brown, lost by Bailey. Owen says play on, and the Eagles come up with the ball through perseverance. And Breeze howling down the ground. Some of these jumpers, they're really buffeting around these players down there. Going around and around the stadium. Gale Force wins. Adam Muir playing it now. 35 out from his own line. His team leading 6-2. Trindle. He'll play the ball now. 42 out from his own line from Cunningham. It's gone to the boot of Reeves. And that ball bounces down on the 30-metre line. Bounces up for Blacklock. Blacklock goes across towards Amos Roberts. Runs into... Oh! Very good tackle from the number 7. Orford picked him up and drove him. Roberts now with Hookie. Hookie light on his feet, looking for support in vain. This was the tackle on Blacklock from Orford. He got down, got him in the right spot, lifted him, and bang.
He's like a little Bantam Rooster, isn't he? He's out there to play today. A few of his teammates to take a leaf out of his book. Get some things happening in this game.
His big like volley. Taken down 44 metres away. And then a little kick by Brown. Luckily for the Eagles, Menzies got there first. Now Reeves. Reeves is into an opening. Reeves chased by the front rower and picked up. Great run by Bailey.
Well, that's almost the play of the day. Now penalty goes to the Eagles. When Reeves made that bust and he had a prop forward chasing him, I imagine everyone here thought, well, this will be a try, but a very determined effort there from Luke Bailey. Muir now puts it out. Eagles on the attack. 5-1 the penalties their way.
Trindle, 20-metre line. Playing it back for Owen Cunningham. Away now to Orford at first receiver. He steps and then thinks about giving it back on the inside to Dan Gartner, but he's pulled down by Bailey. Cunningham runs to the left to the 10-metre line. Lightvoll is there. Only losing a bit of direction with no Goddard out there at the moment. And then Orford back for Muir. Muir tackled by Brown. Now Durdevik comes across for Menzies. A grubbing kick turns Blacklock around, and Blacklock knocks it dead.
That was a strange set of 6 from the Northern Eagles. Only a minute before half-time. An excellent chance to get a try. They came up with a hit-up, a a dummy half run, a halfback have a little run. He was the play at the other end of the field, Menzies. It's the beauty of having a back rower who can run like a three-quarter. He picked that up. And Reeves, look at Luke Bailey. Gotcha. Ooh, missed you.
Still,
I'll give him one.
he made the arrest. And as Paul pointed out, it well may have been the play of the day. Trindle, the phantom hooter in the background. Goddard is back on, strapped up, covering that cut above his left eye. Durdovic, Goddard, Muir to the 10. They want to be careful. There's only 13 seconds to play. They don't want another try laid on them right on half-time. Orford, lovely ball across, but Gartner was taken out of it. Now it's Goddard for Orford, and then well read by the Dragons, well read by Lee Hookey, and that is the real siren in the background. The Northern Eagles with one try are leading St George 6 points to 2 at half-time. We will take a break and be back with the second half action in just a moment.